So in Moodle, there's some other ways you can give information to students besides just uploading files you've already made. You can actually create content right online that's made to be viewed online. And the two ways that Moodle has to do that is to create a web page and to create a book. So just to check it out, we've already looked a little bit at web page, but I just want to show you here. If you click on this web page, you'll see that you can have some information, pictures, links. This is all plagiarized from Wikipedia. So, um, a great way to provide some information and instructions to students as a resource without necessarily cluttering up your front page with a bunch of text or without requiring students to download a file. You also don't have to upload a file. You can edit this directly online. So there's some nice features with making a web page. A book is very similar to a web page, but it allows you to have multiple pages on one link. So if I click on book, you can see here's one page that has some information. On the left hand side there's a table of contents. There's an ability to create a little indented list, so I can have a sub page and another topic here. I can also use these arrows to navigate through the book, kind of guiding students page by page through some instructions or through some information. Students also have the ability to print out a single page. So there's some nice features there. So let's learn how to make both of those. First step is always turn editing on. I have editing on because I have these menus everywhere. And books and web pages, because they're static sources for you to give information to students, they're under the Add a Resource. There's Book and there's Compose a Web Page. So since we already looked at composing a web page in the schedule video, let's just go straight to Book. When you make a book, you're allowed to create a title. So let's just call this My Great Book. And it requires a summary. It's required because it's red there. Okay, so now here's your first couple of real choices. Chapter numbering, I prefer, you gotta pick one of these so it's clear if you have sub-chapters. I used bullets in the last one. Let's go ahead and use numbers in this one. And then, if you want to, you could disable printing. But then, by clicking Save and Display, you'll automatically be taken to your book. And since you have no content, you start making your first page. So this is what students will actually see once they click on the book link. So this is page 1. And then I went to go get some content for my book and paste that in there. You could obviously write content directly online, find images, do links, scroll down and hit save. So now you can see here's my book, here's page 1, it's got some information, and that's all there is to it. But on the left hand side there's a table of contents that has a couple icons, the edit, delete, and hide icons that we're used to, but also this plus icon to add another chapter. If I click that, I can call this page 2, and if I click the subchapter, it's indented below the earlier one. If I don't, then it becomes its own page. And looks like that. If I go back to the front page, I can see I have a single link, My Great Book. When I click on it, there's several nested pages of content. So, that can be useful to provide lots of information without cluttering your front page. But obviously, if your books become so huge that it's hard for students to find information, then maybe sometimes just simple web pages or smaller books are the way to go. So there's two great ways to provide information for students directly online. And of course the nice feature about it being online is I can just click here on this little pencil icon and immediately start making some changes, and I don't have to worry about uploading it or anything like that, because once I make the change and hit save, it's live for the students to see the updated version. So something to consider if you're making new content. Don't make a document and upload it, but instead make it directly on Moodle with add a resource book or compose a web page. All right.